guys, so it's been a little while since I've just sat down and talked to you guys, and oh my god, the glares on these glasses is ridiculous. Holy cow, you can see my monitor. Like, you can see the Undertale characters. Look at that. You can see it right in there. That's actually kind of amazing how much you can get out of that. Anyway, but yeah, it's been a little while since we just sat down and I've just sat down and talked to you guys. With the countdown to Halloween coming up, I needed to have time to do all that editing, obviously. Also, starting the new job has taken its toll on me and everything. I kind of just wanted a break, right? But I took a couple of days off from streaming, so I kind of felt bad, so I figured I could make some sort of video. And this is actually a video that I've had planned for a while, and I'm pretty sure I've got something worked into the title, so you guys know what you're getting into. Okay, I switched to my blue light cancellation glasses. You guys can actually see my eyes now. But anyway, before getting knee-deep into the topic that I wanted to talk about today, there's a little bit of a backstory to all this. As you guys know, I've dyed my hair in the past, and some of it looked good, and some of it maybe not so much, but I've been doing it myself since 2020. I like doing the vibrant colors, and most of the time the vibrant colors, they fade slowly and they become these pretty pastels until you let them fade a bit too far, and then it gets really gross. But you guys have probably noticed, I've been blonde for a couple of months now, and that is a couple of months far too long. The reason I stayed blonde for an extended period of time was because in the first weekend of September, Bradley's brother was getting married, and Bradley was convinced that I wasn't going to be involved in the photos if I had blue hair. I don't think it was the case. I think he just had himself convinced, so he asked me nicely not to dye my hair any sort of vibrant colors and stay blonde for the wedding. So I did as such. Like I said, that was the first weekend of September. Unfortunately, time got away from me, and September came to a close, and we're 10 days into October now. And I still haven't dyed my hair. Part of that reason was because my sister had told me that she wants to dye her hair too, but a couple of weeks ago, she said that she went back to icy blonde, and she went to a salon and everything to do it. This wasn't something she did on her own. So I would hate for her to dye over what she paid so much for already, so now I'm on my own again. I don't know where that plan fell through. I had asked her to wait until after the wedding to do so, but... So my hair is extremely greasy, and you guys can probably tell because I didn't wash it last night. Or the day before, actually. I just realized I've gone 2 days without washing my hair. But it's okay, because, like, washing your hair hurts your scalp and everything, and if I'm going to be dyeing my hair, I don't want to be hurting my scalp, which typically the hair dye is not what hurts your scalp, it's the bleaching, but as you can see, my hair is already bleached. Look at that regrowth. Look at that regrowth! Dear God! Those roots be crazy. That kind of puts a hole in my plan. I had a plan, and I think I just put a hole in it, seeing how much regrowth there is. No, I'm not bleaching my roots. My hair is going to fall out. That is also the reason I'm changing the product I'm using today. Also, just to test it out. So, normally whenever I dye my hair, I use Arctic Fox, and this is just Poseidon. I just had it in my cupboard, and I haven't used the whole thing. I think actually, this thing's pretty full. So I typically lean into the blues and the purples and things like that. Arctic Fox, I think, is a really great product. I don't think it smells too awful. I have used products on my hair that don't smell good, I've had those ones that, like, they kind of lasted longer. They almost stained my hair, but it almost lasted too long for my liking. The thing I like about semi-permanent, and that's what Arctic Fox is, it's semi-permanent, not demi-permanent, is that it doesn't last really long, but as it fades slowly, it looks really nice. It almost becomes like a pastel color before it's stripped completely from your hair. And I've used other products that kind of just were vibrant for too long. So I like the slower process of it, like, fading to the pastels. That way I don't need to change it all that often. However, the product that I am going to be using today is Xmondo. So, for those of you guys who don't know, I have followed Brad Mondo on YouTube for a very, very long time. Part of the reason I ever started dyeing my hair was because I was watching his hairdresser reacts videos. I like learning about the process of hair and things like that, and Brad Mondo is really entertaining to watch, so definitely go check him out, guys. I absolutely love his channel, and if you're looking at dyeing your own hair, you can get some really good tips and tricks from him. However, on the topic of the Xmondo color, the things that I have heard about it is that it does not last very long, and it is only a semi-permanent hair dye just like Arctic Fox. So if Arctic Fox lasts me, I would say Arctic Fox lasts me about like 30 days, and I have to wash my hair at least like 3 times a week. Sometimes I can make it stretch depending on like what I was doing and everything, but if Arctic Fox lasts me that long, I would like to think that this stuff will too. Also, it has the healing bonds in it. It's apparently supposed to be really good for your hair. And since I've gone through all this bleaching process, I've had a haircut recently, so the ends are probably not that bad. A lot of the dead ones have probably been cut. However, like, my hair is still not healthy, and maybe this stuff will help, apparently. But the one thing that I wanted to point out the most is Arctic Fox. Who the crap's idea was this? Okay, I can't just call out Arctic Fox because every other hair dye is in bottles like this. Guys, jars. Guys, we gotta, like, really, how do you get the color out of this? Like, normally I like squeeze it into one hand and like, cause I use my hands when I'm dyeing my hair, and I'll do like this. So I got hair dye all over both of my hands. Then I've got to grab this again and get it on my hands again. Whose idea was that? Whose idea was that? Props to, I almost called him Xmondo. Props to Brad Mondo for thinking about that, because they come in jars. This is my favorite thing about this product so far. I haven't even opened it yet. Like, quite literally, like, look, it's still sealed. Like, I haven't opened it yet. But this is literally my favorite thing about it, is that it's in a jar. Like, it'll make my life so much easier. Like I said, whenever I'm dyeing my hair, I like to use my fingers. However, today I'll probably be using brushes. I bought a couple of extra ones to do what I want to do, because I want to try something kind of crazy. And I don't know how it's going to turn out. However, I will get to that. But first, I actually want to open this on video, because another thing I've heard about Brad's products, which I've not used any other of Brad's products, unfortunately. I've just not gotten around to it. And I mean, like, when he came out with his color line, I knew I wanted to try his color line, but there was not, like, he's got other special shampoos and conditioners and like stuff for curly hair and things like that. He's got a lot of products for everybody's types of hair. So, but I've just never really thought about those kinds of things. I was more leaning into the hair color, so I wanted to make sure to save my money for that. And that's where we're at now. But one thing I have heard about Brad's products is that they smell really good. And like I said, I don't really have a whole lot against Arctic Fox. Like I said, it's almost like a fruity scent. Like, you can smell the chemicals in it, obviously. It's hair dye. But it doesn't smell bad. I have smelled some pretty bad products that I've put on my hair. One of them was, it was a toning mask that I tried. It was Shimmer Light's toning mask. And oh my god, it smelled like this horrid combination of baby powder and chemicals. Like, it was awful. I will never, ever use it again. So, in my opinion, Arctic Fox doesn't really smell that bad. But I've heard a lot of people gush about Brad's products smelling really good. So I did want to open this right here, right now, and give it a sniff. Oh, geez. Oh, this is a whole... Oh. I thought it was like plastic that I had to peel off. Okay, first things first. Look at that. It is full to the brim. You ain't getting skimped on product. I love that. Okay, moment of truth. I think I just got some on my lips. um, it's okay. Honestly, I might be biased because I've been using Arctic Fox for so long, but I think I'm leaning more towards Arctic Fox's smell. Like I said, his products are supposed to be like really good for your hair, so they have like the healing bonding agents and things like that. Or bonding agents? Is that what they're called? But anyway, so I guess his might smell a little bit more like product rather than smell good, if that makes sense. It doesn't smell bad, but it doesn't smell good either, in my opinion. That was definitely something I wanted to check out on video. So this here is, all of his colors are called Super something, or actually, he's got another line out that's named after gemstones. I can't remember what that line is called, but his original line is like the rainbow and like, you know, typical colors, but they're all called the super something. So I've got super blue. I don't know if you can see it. And I've got super orange. Now, before anybody freaks out, let me explain, okay? I have always really liked blue and purple in my hair. I think it looks good on me. I'd like to think so. Nobody's told me otherwise. So, I think I can pull off blues and purples pretty well. But I personally really enjoy the combination of contrasting colors on the color wheel. So like pink and green, yellow and purple, blue and orange. I just think they look really cool together. So I wanted to give it a shot with my hair. I have put some thought into this. I have a video that I'm going to be watching while I do it to like kind of like follow. It's not really a tutorial, but I want to do something similar to what she was doing. But the main thing I'm going to do is I am going to leave this front section. I think I'm going to keep these wispy bits solid blue because these, like, whenever I pull my hair back for work, these bits like to fall out. So I think I'm going to just leave this blue so that way I have the blue framing my face because I think that's the better color for me. And then everything back here, I've got all this in the back that I'm kind of worried about. But as far as here, what I want to do is I'm going to do my roots with the blue and then alternate from the front. How do I explain this? Like, from the front, have it ombre, blue to orange. And then the next section will be orange to blue. And keep alternating like that back in my head. Or back on my head. How do I want to say that? You know what I mean. Maybe you do. I don't know. So that's the game plan. However, like I said, I didn't realize how much regrowth I had. So I might skip doing my roots and just roll with the ombre, however the crap you say that word. And then the back, I have no idea what I'm going to do in the back. But like I said, I am going to do something pretty extravagant this time, and I really hope that I can pull it off. If I can't pull it off, I've wound up on a hairdresser's react video on Brad Mondo's channel. So that's the game plan. I am going to go 1, change my shirt, 2, section my hair, and 3, I might record like a time lapse of me doing my hair. Because I like to listen to music while I do it. So to avoid copyright, I'll probably time-lapse it without the music and show you guys how I do it. This is by no means a tutorial, but maybe it can help somebody if they watch the way I do it and learn what to do / what not to do. Okay, I think I figured out a way to set up to record a little time-lapse. Also, bad audio is bad, but I'm not planning on talking a whole lot through this. Like I said, I have to mute it because I like to listen to music anyway. Also, proof I worked at Chick-fil-A. I wear my chef coat whenever I'm dyeing my hair because it's solid black, so I don't really need to worry about ruining it either because I don't work there anymore. So, also, removing watch and jewelry because I don't want that caked with dye. Okay, so like I said, game plan, glasses off.
I'm gonna try to section off at least some of this front part. Oh, that's a lot. Not that much. I'm gonna grab one of these. I bought brand new ones to do this because like after a while they kind of get like stuff caked on them and you kind of can't get them clean. So I bought new ones for this so that way there's no mixture of dyes or anything like that. Normally I use my hands, but since I'm doing something different this time, I didn't want to just use my hands. Granted, Brad, like, when he talks about his product, he says that it's a pretty good deal to be able to use your hands with this stuff because of the containers that they're in. I'm going to be using my camera as a mirror as well because I had to open my mirror up to place my camera. Not a good excuse, but that's what happened. Okay, is that enough, do you think? Like, this is kind of like when I pull my hair back this way, this is the stuff that falls out. So at least, like, it'll mostly be blue. You know, I don't think that's enough. I just feel a lot more confident with more blue framing my face because I think it's more my color. But I also wanted to try something crazy, which is where the orange comes in. In the past, I've tried to do something with, like, a blue and orange contrast with Arctic Fox colors, and I'm pretty sure I used Poseidon for the blue, and then I used their Sunset Orange, I think it's called. That is a look. And then I used Sunset Orange as well, but that orange definitely leaned more into, like, more red than orange. Which I have heard other people talk about whenever they dye their hair. They say that the hair dye, like especially they're trying orange, that it leans more into red or yellow and it's not really a true orange. There is a channel that I follow. Her name is Aislinn. I think her channel's name is AKA Aislinn. Like, she was using Xmondo once. And she had mentioned that she likes that the orange is more of a true orange. So that excites me that I'm actually going to get the blue and orange that I want. I'm currently just tying my back away. Wow, look at how uneven my hair is. Wow. I didn't realize how much longer this side was. Granted, it doesn't bother me. I normally have like 2 different levels, but that's really uneven actually. So yeah, I kind of just pinned out the back. Like I said, I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. And I'm just going to throw all this way and work just section by section this way. And I'm hoping to get like, I don't know really what to call it, if it's like prismatic or unicorn hair or mermaid hair or whatever it is it's called. Everybody kind of calls it something different, and like it could be prismatic, it could be unicorn, it could be mermaid. I don't freaking know and I don't freaking care. I just want like the multicolors not to just like be this harsh line in my hair. I want them to kind of flow together. So fingers crossed that I can pull this off. Jesus Christ, I'm actually scared. Oh, also, just so everybody knows, I have a very old towel on my counter. I have white countertops in my bathroom. I want to protect them, so I have a very old towel that I don't really care about ruining right there in case I need to wipe my gloves, which I'm not wearing right now. Just a reminder, if you're dyeing your own hair, old towels, old t-shirt, and just kind of anticipate to get dye everywhere. Believe it or not, it likes to splash around. However, Xmondo I know is like on the thicker side. Like look, it's not even like... So maybe this one won't be as bad, but from my experience, hair dye likes to splash. Alright, cue the time lapse. kind of confused, I have a mirror over here, like a proper one that's not just my camera. So you might see me leaning this way a little bit because it's easier to look in a mirror than in the tiny little viewfinder. So just a heads up, I might step out of frame a little bit, but whatever. In my bathroom, so there is no counter space to do anything. Just getting that out there. So that's one half of my head done, and honestly, I'm a little scared, if I'm honest. I have a lot of dye on my gloves already, and that's only like, that's less than half of my head. And I'm really worried that some of the dye is going to cross-contaminate. However, this is looking sick already. Like, I'm proud of myself with how this is turning out so far. I may be jumping the gun, but we're gonna keep going. Obviously, there's no going back now. However, make sure there's plenty of product. A wise lesson from Xmondo, never use too little of product. Okay, we're obviously gonna keep going because there's no going back now, but I'm honestly a little bit nervous of how this is gonna turn out. So, I've paused the music. I was jamming, I'm sorry. I'm cleaning up my forehead. Also, this stuff doesn't stick to your skin, and I think it's because it's as thick of a consistency as it is. Your skin doesn't like absorb it as fast as like in comparison to Arctic Fox, which is what I normally use. I mean, I've still got stains on my forehead. I don't know if you can see it in this lighting. You guys might see it when I have the final reveal. But I mean, it's a pretty thick consistency. Like, look at that. That's insane. Also, this blue is so blue. Like, holy cow. But I have finished the front of my head, and now I have no idea what I'm doing for the back of my head. I don't think I can do the ombre thing. So maybe I'll do half and half. Blue on top and orange on the bottom. Talk about a cop-out, huh? In all honesty, I don't really care what the back of my head looks like. I just care about what people see when they're talking to me, which was why I did these blue bits. I feel like having my face framed in blue is the best call that I could have made for myself. As for the back of my head, I'm not going to see it. Other people might see it, but I don't care what they think. This is my hair. I'm gonna do what I want. Okay, let's not get crazy here. But I'm gonna try to do the ombre. Just wish me good luck, have fun. I have so much hair. Guys, I know I keep it short, but oh my god, it is so bloody long. Thick, not long. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
wow, this is a look. Okay, so I did want to sit down with some proper lighting so you guys can see what it all looks like. The orange is definitely showing, which is good because I was worried that it was going to mix together and I was going to really lose it by overlapping it with the blue. Since blue is a darker color, it would really overcome an orange, so that's what I was worried about. The back, I have no idea what it's going to look like. Probably going to look pretty bad. I know for a fact I cross-contaminated the colors pretty bad back there. But I have faith here. Honestly, I think it's going to turn out better than I'm giving myself credit for. I am impressed, honestly. I know this is just hanging here, but it won't stay anywhere else, so I don't want to keep touching it and getting dye on my hands. But I'm impressed with myself, with how well I was able to execute what I wanted to do. Like I said, the back isn't going to look really good, but up here, like the parts that people are going to see the most, I think I did really good on. Granted, this is the first time I've ever done something like this, so it's probably going to still be a little rough, but give credit where credit is due. A jack of all trades is not a master of one, but a jack of all trades is still better than a master of one. Not saying that I'm going to be a jack of a hairdresser, but at least I can say that I can dye my own hair and save myself money at the salon. Apply to, oh, it says clean dry hair. Whoops. Comb through comb through to evenly saturate hair. I can't do that because I did multiple colors. And then process for 20 minutes and rinse thoroughly. So I am going to rinse with not cold water, but probably colder than just lukewarm. Because I don't want these colors to bleed into each other, especially the blue into the orange. We're going to lose that orange if I let it bleed. I think because this is a thicker formula, though, I don't think it's going to bleed. That's what I think. I can't say for sure. We're going to find out. But I'm not going to risk it with just lukewarm water. I'm going to turn down lukewarm just a snug to make sure that it doesn't bleed into each other. And I can guarantee that half of my head has processed for over 20 minutes by now. I'm just going to process for about 20 minutes, rinse, and show you guys the final result. Okay, so I really don't even know what to say, but the reveal. I am genuinely impressed with myself for being able to pull something like this off. Like, the way that the orange just kind of accents the blue. Just, wow. I did miss some spots, regardless. They're not really noticeable on camera. You can kind of see it up here in the roots where I missed some, but I don't think it's that bad. Typically, I just use my hands whenever I'm doing hair dyes, so this time using a brush, it was a little bit different, but I'm happy with how it turned out. The back, I have no idea what it really looks like. I know I missed some spots. I know I missed some spots. I know it probably looks a little messy, but I'm not really worried about what the back looks like because this is what people are mostly going to be seeing. Those blue wispy bits, I was hoping to have some on both sides of my head, but turns out all of it that I dyed is going this way with the way my hair naturally falls. So, cons, I guess. I thought it was gonna be more vibrant. I don't know if that might have been my fault for dyeing over greasy hair. It could have been. I have no idea. I can take the blame for that by far. I'm not worried about taking the blame for that part. However, I was expecting the orange to be a bit more true orange. I mean, maybe this sweater leans more into yellow than like proper orange, and maybe the hair is proper orange. I don't know. I see a bit too much red for my liking. Am I disappointed by it? No, because it's still more orange than what I've done in the past. Pros, though, my hair has not been this soft in I don't know how long. Like yesterday, so this is the day after, by the way, because I don't have a hair blow dryer. So whenever I rinsed it all out, I had to wait for it to dry, and then my energy level just went. So yeah, I wasn't going to film a video towards the end of the night and tried to not look like I'm dead to the world, so I just waited until today. So yesterday, after I rinsed out the product, I had to wait for it to dry, and then I was just too tired. So, but while it was drying and everything, like every opportunity I had, I was running my hands through my hair. It's just so soft, and it's in this lighting it looks pretty shiny, but like whenever I was in the bathroom it didn't look super shiny, but I don't know, it feels healthier than when I started. So the hair dye actually does what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to bond your hair back together in a way, I guess. It has bonds in it, is what he calls them. So it does what it's supposed to do, and it leaves your hair feeling silky and smooth and genuinely healthy. The real test is gonna be seeing how long it lasts. I hope it lasts a long time because I'm really proud of how this turned out. Like, genuinely, I really didn't think I was gonna be able to pull this off, but oh my god. It's like exactly what I wanted too. Like, just like the color peeking around itself and everything. Like, my hair is still kind of greasy from yesterday, so I've already got to wash it. I think that was probably my biggest fault, is that I dyed it over greasy hair because I didn't read the label that said to apply it to clean hair. I always thought you don't want to wash your hair before doing anything with your hair. Like, I know bleaching, like, no matter how greasy your hair is, the bleach will just cut through it. So it's better on your scalp not to bleach over freshly clean hair because your scalp is tender from you scrubbing it. But I thought the same thing applied to dye, but I guess not. I should have washed my hair beforehand, and I think maybe that's why, it turned out like a little bit duller than I thought it was going to. But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. And honestly, even though the blue bit here at the front didn't work out, like I wanted some on this side too. Even though that didn't work out, this side is so thin that my dark side shaves kind of like take it over. So I think I can roll with it. I think um I think after a while what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to use an Arctic Fox color, and probably one that's like similar to like the blue that I have of Xmondo, and do my head half and half, just to really put to the test which one lasts longer, because I've had people tell me that Arctic Fox lasts longer, and that was one thing they were disappointed about Xmondo. Honestly, just for the sake of my hair remaining healthy, especially since recently he's announced that his product's available at Sally Beauty, which is where I buy everything that I use for my hair. I might end up just by default not resorting. Like, that sounds like I'm like settling. Like, I'm not. I think I might by default start using Xmondo just for the sake of the health of my hair. Not that Arctic Fox was bad on my hair, but I can't get over how soft and smooth my hair feels right now. It has been so long since it's felt this good, and like, yeah, I fried my own hair with the bleach. It's my own fault, but damn it, I like my hair to be soft and healthy, so I'm grateful of that. Also, I want to make sure that I mention, so I was really concerned about the thicker consistency of the dye. Now, like I said, I did miss some spots because I'm an amateur, right? So I was gonna miss some spots, but I think some of that problem was because of how thick the product was, which is fine, but something to be aware of if you're going to be using it. But I had thought that I was going to be using so much more product than I did. These jars say they are 8 fluid ounces, 237 milliliters. And I honestly thought that because I have really, really thick hair. I have fine hair, but I have a lot of it. That's what my hairdresser always tells me. So I thought I was going to be using at least half of this. But as you can see, I'm only like an inch from the top of the jar. So I have so much product left over. I mean, there's still a good amount of product of the blue and even the orange. I think I used less orange than I did. Or maybe not. Looks like I used more orange, actually. Also, the orange being darker than I was expecting it to be, I think that might have been my fault, too. I think I mixed the blue. Like, I had, like, blue on my gloves. and while I was doing the orange, I got it on the orange. So I think I can take the blame for that one too, but practice makes perfect. So I got a trial run and I'm pretty happy with how it turns out. So from here on out, I'm just gonna keep getting better, right? I did just want to share my first time using Xmondo because I've been really excited about using it. I'll probably end up using it again depending on what I want to do with my hair. I just haven't really decided anything in the future. I just knew ever since he released his color line, I wanted to try it. And I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'm sure Brad would really appreciate seeing people talking about his product and everything. Like I said, the cons, as far as what I mentioned, I kind of take the blame for that. I think the color is duller. It's not dull, but I thought it was going to be a lot more vibrant than what it is. And the color is duller, and I think that's because I dyed over greasy hair. And the orange, I thought was going to be more true orange, but it's definitely leaning more darker into the red, which is fine. It's still orange, which is great, but I also think that the reason it looks darker is because I got a little bit of blue in there. I don't know. I could definitely take the blame for it. I'll keep trying and try and clean it up and clean up the process, but I had fun doing it, genuinely. It took way too long, but I got it done, and I'm extremely proud and happy with how the results turned out. So, this video has gone on long enough. I felt bad for not streaming for a couple of days this week, so I decided to make a video. I will be live on Twitch on Sunday with some Stardew Valley, or maybe even speedruns. I haven't really decided yet, and then I'll be posting my next week's stream schedule here soon. So I'll see you guys Sunday or sometime next week. Bye, guys!